Balake. Where is Balake at?
My name's Blake.
Do you want to go to war, Balake? I'm for real. AA Ron.
AA Ron's right here, everyone. Welcome back for more SPTV, where every day is a great day not to be in a cult. Guys, some of you might have noticed something kind of crazy happened a few days ago when I was doing a live stream reaction to a Joe Rogan interview with Michelle Dowd, where they were talking about Scientology. They were talking about it being a cult. They were talking about it having tax exemption, whether it should, whether it shouldn't, all that kind of stuff. I've done live reaction videos to Joe Rogan interviews like this before when they're talking about Scientology. Never had any problem doing so. Well, a few days ago in that live stream, all of a sudden, the live stream was taken down while I was still live. Everyone just got a black screen saying this stream has been removed due to community guidelines violations. And what was crazy is that I'm live. You guys might not know how the live streaming works here, but I'm using an interface called StreamYard. Like I'm not doing this directly through YouTube. I'm doing it through StreamYard. StreamYard sends it to YouTube. I had no idea that I was no longer live. And there was a lot of speculation as to what was going on. Was it Scientology's goons? Was it L. Ron Hubbard reincarnating as a Thetan and messing everything up? Was it a bunch of mass reporting from internet trolls? And I was quite certain that it was one of these companies that gets hired to just flag everything on YouTube. And it turns out that I was right. I wanted to explain to you what was going on. I don't know. Some of you guys, I think, are interested in some of this YouTube business stuff, how it all works. And I wanted to show you how it was resolved in my favor. And maybe I could at least use this as an example to show some other channels how I go about resolving it, because I have a 100% success rate in resolving these things. Now, sometimes it can take as much as 30 days to get them resolved if the other party is being just a dick about it. In this case, it took a few days, but this is a real problem. This is a real problem when companies like this are hired by media companies to just flag and report every single use of their content, even use that is so obviously fair use. So let me just show you. This was the video on my channel. Joe Rogan ridicules Scientology and Xenu again. And I want to show you what actually happened. This is what it looked like live. Let's take a look at this real quick.
All of it, right? All the ways that you have self-helped in a sense. So what has been the most useful to you in being the kind of person you want?
All right, that's the end of that clip. Guys, I'm looking at the live chat and people are going crazy. What is has the stream ended or something? Okay, now here's the funny thing. As of now, you can see what I'm saying. You can hear what I'm saying, and you can see me and you can hear what I'm saying. When I was doing the live stream, you couldn't. When I was doing the live stream, I was talking to myself there. Nobody could see me, except for some reason, people in Australia could still see me. If you were in the United States, all you had was a black screen. The screen went black, but the stream was still live. The live chat was still going. People in the live chat were like, oh my God, what happened? He probably doesn't even know that he's off the air and whatever. And when I went back to replay my video, because here's the thing, I'm being a little inarticulate about all of this. Even though my stream was taken down, when I ended my stream and went back to my studio, the back office of YouTube, it was still there. And it was even still monetized. It was so confusing. But now that this has been resolved, YouTube has restored the picture and the audio. And so I just look like a fool talking to the screen. But let's see. You'll see how this plays out. Let me give me a second here. I'm still live. Stream unavailable. Wow. Okay. I don't know what happened. Okay, that's fine. So then I end the stream, and then I'm still terribly confused about what happened, because this is quite literally never ever happened to me before. And so what I want to show you, I'm going to show you real quick an email. I have to figure out the best way to share this. Let me show you the email I received that verified for me this was not like a mass reporting by like an army of trolls or something like that. Let's see. Is this it? No, let's do a whole screen share. Yeah, let's look at it this way. Okay, so check this out. This was the email that I got And this is how I knew I needed to do something about this. Due to a copyright match, your stream was interrupted. The video title, Joe Rogan ridicules Scientology and Xenu again. Streams are interrupted when copyright content is detected. After copyrighted material is no longer being streamed, streams are automatically re-enabled. Now, what's interesting about the first email that you get about this, it does not tell you who issued the content complaint, the copyright dispute. Now, there's a dispute process. I won't bother explaining it. If you're on YouTube, you'll navigate that process yourself one of these days. I just want to read to you I have a boilerplate response for content disputes that I have saved in my what do they call this? My kind of notes app. What do they call it? Evernote. I use Evernote. And the following is what I copy and paste into all my content disputes. It has worked 100% of the time. I've never had a content dispute not go in my favor. Okay, you appeal the decision. You say that I have the right to use this content under the fair use exception. And the text that I use says, my video is quite obviously fair use. The commentary that I provide meaningfully alters the original content in a way where my published material could never possibly be substituted for or confused with the original content. Not only does my commentary meaningfully add to and alter the original, but my moving image is positioned over the original content at all times, so that even with the sound off, no one could ever substitute or confuse my published content with the original content. I think that is very important. That makes it sort of an open and shut black and white case. I have produced videos on my channel, such as the one that is currently being disputed, for 9 years. And in every single case where a content dispute was made against one of my videos, the dispute has been resolved in my favor. By the way, this continues to be part of the text that I actually send, which is to say, I am consistent in how I produce my material. I am sensitive to and observant of the factors that govern fair use, and I have a proven history of abiding by said guidelines. Thank you very, very much. Okay, now again, if the person filing the complaint wants to be a dick, they can let your dispute just sit there for 30 days, at which point it automatically gets resolved in your favor. Or if they're not dicks, they can review what you've submitted and they can go, our bad, and reinstate it. Now, guys, in the YouTube world, having your video flagged for 2 or 3 days, it defeats the point of doing the video. Monetarily speaking, views on a video go relatively close to zero after about 48 hours. Every now and then there's an exception to that rule, but for the most part, I would say that is the rule. Okay, so once YouTube informed me that my where did it go? Once YouTube informed me that my dispute was resolved in my favor, that is when I found out who the company was that was doing this dispute. So let me share that with you now. Good news. After reviewing your dispute, SuperBam Inc. has decided to release their copyright claim on your video. If you earned any money during the dispute, you should receive that money as a part of your next YouTube payment. Estimated revenue data for the time period, blah, 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 blah. Very interesting. SuperBam, huh? Now, you guys remember when I was I speculated that it was not anyone directly affiliated with Joe Rogan or, his personal staff that would have filed this copyright complaint, that there are these media companies that are just basically massive internet trolls, and they just flag every single instance of their material being used. And because of the way YouTube works with, your video only gets views for 24 or 48 hours. These people are essentially filing false copyright claims against videos. That's what it comes down to. Their whole business model, their monetization strategy, is to just throw a whole bunch of shit to the wall and see what sticks. It's incredibly abusive. I mean, I would say it seems borderline illegal, but obviously it's not illegal. I don't know. Nothing's obvious, really. As of right now, what they're doing is clearly permissible. Because if it was not permissible, there would be a massive class action lawsuit against companies like SuperBam for doing this shit. So let me share with you guys the website from SuperBam, and let's see what these guys have going on. Okay, how do I find it? Here we go. Okay, so SuperBam Our mission: offer best-in-class services that creators and media companies can trust. Who we are: SuperBam is a creator-first company. Well, not really. Company using its expertise to become an indispensable partner to our clients. We bring added value and transparency to the world of digital rights management and audience development. We establish comprehensive ownership and new revenue streams through innovation and technology. Blah, 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 blah. Meet our heroes. Okay. Who are my heroes? Rain Bosak, CEO and founder. Rain Bosak, not to be confused with Rain Balsack, but I guess he's probably been hearing that his entire life. Jeremy Hall Smith, Jeremy Rosen. Okay. And Sam Nori. Okay, 4 superheroes right there. Basically screwing over YouTube creators, putting up completely valid and legit content on YouTube. Okay, what are the services? SuperBam Shield. Oh, look, they've got a mascot. Monetize, block, or remove pirated content. SuperBam Shield is SuperBam's digital rights management service operating on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Key services include automated matching through Content ID and Rights Manager, manual claiming, geo-blocking, DMCA takedowns and blocks, in addition to unique monetization strategies. Every client is assigned a technical account manager and an ingestion and support agent. We monitor official client channels for new video review and ingest that video and get to monetizing piracy quickly through automated and manual claiming. Blah, 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 blah to the blah, blah. Yeah. So this is the bullshit that legitimate YouTube channels have to deal with. Just having shit flagged automatically, taking several days to resolve it. By the time it's resolved, it doesn't really matter. And by the way, you might go, but wait a second, YouTube said that any money you earned during the period, you're going to get paid for that. Yeah. But what they don't really say is that once they issue one of these blocks on your videos, the views plummet. I mean, if YouTube right now only gives you a real-time viewing for a video for the last 48 hours, and this video was more like 3 or 4 days ago, I instantly went back into the back office to see how the minute by minute views on that video were being affected. I had about 1,800 people watching live when the stream was taken down. And it instantly went close to 0 on the replay. Of course, if the stream gets taken down, it's going to go close to 0. But on the replay, it went instantly close to 0. And that's just how people get screwed. YouTube really should have a system, sort of a trust system of channels that have a history of engaging in, basically following the rules. You know, if you've got a channel that over 9 years has never been found to be improperly using other people's content, there really should be some sort of guardrails in place to keep content from being incorrectly claimed. But it's not like I'm the only person saying that. It's not like YouTube hasn't heard that from probably tens of thousands of creators. What I get confused, I cannot figure out how it is in YouTube's best interests to allow something like this to occur. I mean, there are entire channels that are just purely dedicated to uploading copyrighted content. For sure, those channels are there. That's why I feel like YouTube, it seems like the right way to do this would be that the default that you just have kind of a list of trusted channels who are honest actors who have a history of playing by the rules, and they're just on a list of like, yeah, we are always going to err on the side of giving these channels the benefit of the doubt that you know, when an algorithm detects that copyrighted content is being used, we're going to give those channels the benefit of the doubt. We'll put it under review, but until the review is done, we're going to give them the benefit of the doubt that they're using it under fair use, since that's what they've been doing without fail for years and years and years. But whatever. That's just kind of, yeah, Aaron Flick says, kind of like a credit score. Exactly. Now, when it comes to rating your own videos as being advertiser friendly, YouTube does have a trust score. They do have a trust score. So like on my videos, if the algorithm detects something that it thinks is not advertiser friendly and it dings the video, and if I appeal it, it will automatically reinstate the monetization status of that video until the appeal is done. That is totally separate from copyrighted content disputes. That's just whether someone said too many bad words or something like that. And so because I have a very high trust score of accurately rating my own videos as either being advertiser friendly or not advertising friendly, I have that trust score. There really should be something similar to that for copyrighted content. Let's see here. Yeah, I just want, was there something else? No, I showed you the email. That was all fine. Yeah, I think that was everything that I wanted to share. All right, let's see. Well, we got some comments here. Lydia von Stretchclaw. Joe should make it up to Aaron by having him on the show. Indeed, but that's the thing. It's not Joe's fault. It's not even anyone that's working for Joe. It's these shit companies. By the way, one of the reasons this is particularly destructive to YouTube is that doing reaction videos is a massive genre on YouTube. And YouTube's single biggest creator, Mr. Beast, has been asked like, oh my God, what do you think about all these people that are constantly doing reaction videos to your stuff? And they're basically stealing all these views from you. And he's like, no, they're not. That's not how it works on YouTube. In YouTube, when people react to your video and they're doing it to their audience, they are exposing you, your name, your brand, your channel to other audiences. That is how YouTube works. That is how channels become well known and grow. It is not cannibalization. No one should, and anyone who thinks about it that way doesn't understand how YouTube works. And that's from the biggest creator. And that's actually why I really have a problem with these companies. I really have a problem with these companies. I mean, again, obviously, I don't have the technical expertise to know how those companies could go about doing their job better. It's one of these things, you cast a large net and, I have a terrible analogy. When you're fishing with a large net for those tuna, you're going to catch some dolphin. And that's a terrible analogy. I'm sorry. Okay. M says, this has happened to DOA. He stayed live through it and it came back on when the song changed. That's a really good point. And I was actually surprised to see the language in that first email that said the stream comes down while the copyrighted content is detected. But then once it stops, the stream goes back up. I was surprised because I didn't know that's how it worked. And you'll notice the copyrighted content on my stream had stopped for a good, 30 seconds, and it never went back up. And I didn't know that it was even possible that it would go back up, which is why I ended the stream. But anyway, in the future, I'll probably just stay on. My Tony is in the chat. Tony, good to see ya. Hope you're feeling good today. Hope to make it up to Minnesota to see you sometime soon, man. We're going to have some fun. Okay. Incarnasol says, so what length clip is max for detection versus non-interruption? That's really nerd level stuff. That's the kind of information that would be really helpful for creators to know. We have no idea what the maximum. Joe Rogan on his own podcast has said that if they play copyrighted music for even 2 or 3 seconds, that whoever owns that copyright can claim all the revenue for that video, which is why he has asked Jamie to stop pulling up. Actually, when Joe asks Jamie to pull something up, Jamie will say, we can't. It's got copyrighted stuff in it. He's like, okay, yeah, don't do that. By the way, I think this new SuperBam relationship with the JRE experience, I think this is a new relationship that has something to do with Joe's new contract with Spotify, where Joe's content is no longer exclusive to Spotify. Spotify is now monetizing all of Joe's videos on YouTube. Because I'll tell you, I have never in all the years have had any content problems, any copyrighted content problems doing Joe's stuff. And I think this is the first video I've done of Joe's since the new Spotify deal. And I suspect that that is part of Spotify's way of recouping as much money as possible for those hundreds of millions of dollars that they're paying Joe. So do I understand it? Yes. Do I think it's bullshit? Also, yes. Another example of something where you think YouTube would want creators to have certain information that they do not tell us. If they demonetize your video for not being advertiser friendly, they do not tell you why. They do not even send you timestamps for where they have detected offending content. They do not even give you a time window. They give you zero information that you can use to make better decisions in the future. It is maddening. This is true even when they do a manual review of your video. So, because just like I always intend to use content within the playing within the lines by the rules of fair use protection, I also always intend for my videos to be advertiser friendly. So when one of my videos gets dinged, I always appeal it. And then they do a manual review, and 8 out of 10 times they go, "You're right, that was our mistake," and they reinstate the monetization status. But every now and then they'll do a manual review on a video where there was absolutely nothing wrong that I know of. And they'll be like, "After manual review, we have determined that this definitely does not fit the guidelines." You're like, you did a manual review. At least send me the freaking timestamps of where you found something so I can know that in the future, this same content may be problematic. They don't even do that. They don't even do that. I cannot explain that. I mean, make that make sense. From a corporate governance accountability perspective, I have no idea. Winky 1983, SuperBam is one of the worst companies that do this. Yeah, in preparing for this video, I just Google searched SuperBam and I found all the videos on YouTube of people complaining about SuperBam. Incarnasol. Oh, is this run by Grant Cardone? Very, very funny. Let's see. What is this? Huh. All right, that's interesting. Karen McCourt, does JRE pay these people? I'm guessing Spotify pays these people. Tennessee Treasurer Finder, based on their standards, you could file a copyright claim on that artwork on their webpage. Yeah, exactly. Winkle 1983, SuperBam hopes that people won't appeal and they'll get paid. That's exactly what it is. And to me, that's why it's abusive. They know most people will not go through the trouble of appealing. I mean, it's no worse than the credit card companies, or not the credit card companies, the companies that sign you up for a free trial of something, knowing that their business model is based on the fact that 80% of the people will forget that they signed up for the free trial and won't see the repeating charges on the credit card until 8 months later. And it's a business model based on fraud. And that's kind of how I feel about companies like SuperBam. Ani Yunwia. Wait. Ani Yunwia Ageya. Honey, there are no humans working at YouTube. And they believe in, if it ain't broke, fix it until it is. To an extent, I think you are correct there. I mean, I think a lot of their stuff is done automation, algorithm based. Obviously, there's a ton of humans working at YouTube, but there's a sense in which what you're saying is accurate. Oh, Sea Org Rescue says, I filmed Italy, Rome, org, but I'm locked out of the old channel due to speech against Scientology. This is my new page. I'm Squirrel AF. Sea Org Rescue, I did post a link to your channel on my community tab earlier today, so you can get enough subscribers to resume live streaming. So I hope that works out for you. Persephone's Pomegranate. I thought there was a false strike rule in place at YouTube. No? i.e., if you false strike X amount of times, you can lose your channel. Shouldn't that apply to the channel that hired them? I'm going to say no. So yes, because technically speaking, it is not a channel. No, I see what you're saying. But like, it's not Joe Rogan's channel that is filing the copyright claim. It's SuperBam, and SuperBam doesn't have a YouTube channel. I guess the agreement somehow does it. Like, somehow does the agreement with SuperBam make SuperBam the copyright holder on the content? It kind of seems like it. I don't know. There might be a little more complexity and nuance to the contractual agreement. That they're really just an agent. They call it their content because they're allowed to act as an agent of Joe Rogan. Again, it's almost like SuperBam is acting as an agent of Spotify, who's acting as an agent of Joe, but it's not up to Joe. That's my understanding. How does that company get paid? I'm guessing that they collect a percentage of the revenue that they recover from filing all of these copyright claims. Asun. The same thing happened to Marilyn and Kelly's live stream. I heard about that. Yeah. Victoria CSD. So you were not mass reported, and you would be informed if you were mass reported. Victoria, I got to tell you, I don't even know if it's possible to mass report a channel. I know that I've heard people say that. I'm not saying that I know it's impossible. I just feel like if it were possible, Scientology would be paying Indonesian click farms to do that on all of the SPTV channels every single day. And it's literally never happened to me in 9 years. So I do not really ascribe to the mass reporting theory. Yeah. And so it's never happened to me. So I do not know what kind of notification YouTube would send you if that occurred. Thank you very much. Sandy McKenna, good to see you, Sandy. Does this only occur if the content shared is from larger creators? To my understanding, it only occurs if the content shared is from a creator who has hired SuperBam to do it. It's not automatic. It is not YouTube itself that flagged my video. It is SuperBam. And then SuperBam sends something to YouTube. Now, does SuperBam have some extra special access and relationship with YouTube that allows their complaints to be prioritized over others? I'm guessing probably yes. I'm guessing that if someone was live streaming streaming my stream and I just reported them and it was just one, that it wouldn't matter. But I don't know. I've never done that, and I never would. Jesus Gringo, life in Mexico. The companies that flag videos should receive similar strikes for reporting videos that were clearly fair use and lose their rights to flag any more videos. I totally agree. Wonderful Popcorn SP. It's crazy to me how they can flag you for a reaction video, but they don't flag a live stream of a Taylor Swift concert that's obviously copyrighted music. Make it make sense. Indeed. Let's see. Tampa B man. I hope all is good. All is good. Thank you, Tampa B man. Good to see you. I hope all is good with you. Patricia Miller says, amen. I did 2 duets from TikTok and YouTube people kept saying you're stealing content. And I'm like, the creator thanked me and said, keep sharing. Some people don't get it. Yeah. Sharing people's content when done in a fair use way helps everyone. It helps the audience. It helps the original creator. It helps the creator that's adding value. So, and it really is how YouTube, it's one of the things that has made YouTube work. All right, guys, that is it for now. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Thank you, as always, to everyone who watches until the very end, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, if you want to see my rock and roll songs, click right on this guitar. And if you want to see a different one of my videos, then you could click right inside here. If you have subscribed or not, subscribe